Hey guys, it's Chris with Sooner Sasquatch here. I am at a primitive camping area today. Behind me is a bridge that goes over Wolf Creek, and what I'm doing out here today is I got a report from some hunters that were camped in this area right here. This is a primitive camping area, and you can hunt on that side of the road or that side. And the hunters said that about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning they started getting trees being knocked over, stick breaks, lots of they said it was sound like screaming, almost like a woman screaming, and then some loud yells. Kind of freaked them out, and they didn't stay. Well, take that back. They stayed till the sun came up, and then they left. And they said what happened is when they started hearing the noises, they kind of, they thought maybe someone was being attacked in the woods. They got flashlights, and I think they went in over here, and you can't go very far once you get in down there, but you can go underneath the bridge, and this goes way back. The sounds were coming from mainly from across underneath the bridge, across the road over here, and then they could hear something, like, I think what happened is it came in and was checking them out, trying to scare them off, and then it retreated once they got their flashlights on and started looking, because they said they first entered over here, they stopped hearing the sounds, and then it's retreated back here. They came in over this way. They said they got under the bridge, and that was enough. They went back to camp, and then the sun came up and they left. So anyway, I'm gonna go check it out. I made a video probably been a month ago over this direction, and I found a 19-inch print in there as I was leaving. Huge print. So they're in here, and anyway, let's go check it out. And I'll give you a panoramic of where we're at. Retract my tripod here. I am using my camcorder today, so bear with me. I haven't used this in probably over a year. I've been using my cell phone. Everything recorded up until this point, other than anything that's tagged old footage, was used with my cell phone. And a lot of you wanted to see my cell phone. I told you what it is. It's an LG. This is it. It's an LG G4, and I just wanted you guys to see. They put a really nice camera on these phones. That's what I've been using to record all my footage this far. But I'm going to start using my camcorder again. It's got a really big screen on it. Anyway, that was the phone I've been using. Some of you guys wanted to see it, so I answered that question. Here's the campsite. You're pulling off the road there, comes down. You can park here and camp. I've seen deer season just started. It's just bow season right now, and black powder. When the rifle starts up, this will be full. So anyway, here's the trail going down into underneath the bridge. So let's go ahead and start heading down in there. Like I said, I haven't used this camera in probably a year, so bear with me if it's a little shaky. Had some people asking about my YouTube name, and I'm going to address that real quick. I started out under the name Oklahoma Sasquatch, and that's what I tell people is my OSR, Oklahoma Sasquatch Research. Now my YouTube name is Sooner Sasquatch, and people don't know. They ask, what does Sooner mean? Well, I'll just explain that right now. Sooner, we have we have 3 college teams. The Tulsa, and then we have the Oklahoma Sooners and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. So the OU Sooners, they're located in Norman, Oklahoma, and the Cowboys are in Stillwater. But that still doesn't tell you where the name Sooner came from. We're known as the Sooner State. The term Sooner came from back when Oklahoma was sadly taken from the Indians, or Native Americans, excuse me. I don't like using the term Indians. Native Americans. The settlers they had a land run, and what they did is they lined a bunch of settlers up, and they lined them up in a row like a race. They had different plots of land staked out, and they fired a gun off and said go, and you go to the plot of land you picked. You put your stake in the ground, and that's your land. Well, there was a bunch of people who took off before the gun was fired, and those were known as Sooners. They took off too soon. They still got their land, but actually I think some of them were shot at because they took off too quick. But came from the land run days, so anyway, I thought I'd clear that up. That's where the term Sooner comes from. And I am underneath the bridge right now, as you can see. There's the creek down there. And I've already looked for prints while I was talking. This happened, I got the report 2 weeks ago. And from what I gather, it had just happened. So let's walk down here to the creek. So back there is where I just came from. I think what happened is, and when people use, there's another camp spot, primitive camping. It's called primitive camping. There's another one over that way a little bit. But I think they were coming to check them out. People do not camp in these areas unless they're hunting. I mean, I think you can. There's no hookups. There's no electrical hookups, so people don't normally use them unless they're hunting. So anyway, now you can see there's graffiti and stuff on these. Kids do come down here. So when I first got the report, I thought maybe there were some kids that had come down here and was causing some ruckus. But these guys that I talked to were genuine. I could tell they were genuinely scared. Well, not scared, but they were bothered by it, I guess you could say. And they said that the tree, the snapping and the noises wasn't. That's not what really got them, you know. It was the trees being pushed over. They said they heard 2 distinct trees being bam pushed over, and that's what really bothered them. So anyway, I figured I'd come out here and check it out, see what I can find. Now they said one tree, and there's a big tree right here, right there. It's pretty big. It looked pretty fresh too. That's been pushed over, and the campsite is directly that way underneath or across the bridge. So that's a pretty good size one. It looks fresh. And they said another one, they're not sure if it was pushed over closer to the bridge or actually on the other side, but it sounded like it was really close to them, and that's when they started with their flashlights and checking stuff out. And this does look like a game trail that kind of winds through here. I am by myself today, so I'm not going to go very deep in here, but I am going to go in here and check this out a little bit. And I just got I don't know if my camera picked that up. That was that sounded like almost like a hog going, or I guess it could have been a growl, but it was back in this direction where I'm headed. By the way, you guys are gonna, for all of you guys that follow my channel, now it's gonna be kind of hard to do in here, but you're gonna love this camera. It has a 60 times zoom, 60. But when you change the settings on the camera, it goes up to 200 times zoom. I was toying with it the other day, and I zoomed in on an airplane going over and could read the numbers on the side of the plane. I could dang near see the passengers inside. Thought that was really interesting. I'm trying to be very quiet while I'm in here. So what I'm going to do as I get further back in here is I'm going to not talk as much, or try to be quiet as I talk. Huh. I wonder, this looks like something's been using this in here. Okay. I've got this camera on a monopod, so I can also raise the camera up really high. And that was just half the way. Here, I'll do a slow. As I was doing that, I got some more sounds coming from back here. This looks like a main corridor right through here. Whoa. That was a big break. Right through here. Big break. This is definitely a trail. The river or the creek flows right through over here. Here's another one of these. You find a lot of these where it looks like something uses the insides of these, and it's well known that even Native Americans use these for shelter. It breaks the wind. They provide some sort of warmth. By the way, I also want to thank a lot of you who was very understanding with my old footage. Some of you were really understanding that that was just old footage and very shaky. There was also a lot of you that didn't understand why it was so shaky. Actually, there was more of you that was very disgruntled with it, leaving comments like, "Why are you filming if you don't know how to use the camera?" Blah blah blah. Staying on this trail here. Right back here's the river. Well, it's actually a creek. I like it. It's called Wolf Creek, but I have always called it it's always flowing. There's always water in it. Creeks dry up, so to me it's a river. Back in this direction. What I'm going to do is extend the camera, or the monopod I mean, and I'm going to raise it up and see if I can get anything over there. Some movement right back here too. There's another large tree back that way. It looks like it could have been. They don't have to push a tree over. There's plenty of dead stuff in here they can pick up and just demolish. Pick it up and throw it down. It's going to make a lot of noise. Now here's a good example. This tree right here. That's the root. That's where it broke off at the tall part. And it's laid up in this tree here. There's the end of it. So what I like to do is try to disprove where that could have came from. If you can disprove it, then it's natural. Okay, well, right in front of me. Here's where it broke off. So it broke off. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I'm trying to wrap my head around how that happened. Let me back up so you can get a better view of it. So it broke off. That broke off from there. And is probably 5 to 6 feet back. Interesting. And here's a big tree bend. Big tree bend. I think I'm going to sit right here on this log for a minute and just see what happens. Okay, now I'm making way too much noise.